I feel like everyone and his cousin knows about this feature by now, and if they do, then so be it. But for the people who don't know about this feature, I thought it might be important to bring it to your attention. Because this feature, which is new in the full game, in contrast to early access in Baldur's Gate 3, is quite revolutionary, all things considered. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a version of acquiring stats, attributes for your character that is not based on the player's handbook, but rather on Tasha's cauldron. In the player's handbook, as is conventional in D&D, you take a race, and there are attribute bonuses that are inextricably linked to that race, which means some races are better at certain classes than others because certain classes have certain attribute prerequisites. So, for example, a rock gnome normally has +2 intelligence and +1 constitution, and probably would not make a great barbarian. Likewise, a high elf who gets +2 dexterity and +1 intelligence probably would not make an amazing warlock. And so you see, if you happen to be a power gamer, or you are interested in optimization, which I know a lot of you are potentially, then this naturally limits the races you might choose to play certain classes. And if you're looking for character optimization, that means that if you want to play, say, a rogue, you will focus on some kind of race that gives a +2 to dexterity. It's only natural, such as halflings or elves. If you want to play a barbarian, you go with something like a half-orc, which gets +2 strength and +1 constitution. These are the rules according to the player's handbook, and these were the rules in early access. Well, no more. This has been essentially officially confirmed by now, and instead of that, they're using a version of Tasha's cauldron, which is basically, you choose the race, and you decide to redistribute these stats as you see fit, assigning respectively a +2 and +1 to whichever attributes you want to assign them to. Meaning, if you really want to play a rock gnome barbarian, you can give him a +2 strength and a +1 constitution, and if you really want to play a high elf warlock, you can do this too by giving the character a +2 to his charisma stat. And you can see this in the character screen. You can see that races that don't normally have these bonuses actually have starting 17 stats. And the reason why this is so huge and so important is because it creates new flexibility. Now, I know there's certain Puritans and people who favor orthodoxy, nothing against them. And by the way, that option is still in the game, meaning if you want to stick to certain racial attribute distribution bonuses, then that is in the game. You can stick with that. But it just means that you can have so much more flexibility in terms of character builds. You keep, by the way, the specific racial bonuses of the races. Meaning, for example, that gnomes will gain proficiency on intelligence, charisma, and wisdom saving throws. So this adds a whole new layer to character customization and optimization. Meaning that if you want to play on tactician mode, the hardest difficulty, and you feel compelled to optimize your character, you don't have to stick with whichever race predetermines the best attributes for that class. You choose the attributes you want, and you choose the race that you want, and then you choose the class, and you're not getting screwed over. Personally, as somebody who prefers flexibility and freedom to a degree, I don't want all the races to be identical, but the attribute distribution bonuses, I think, are a good thing. I think it's good that they've implemented this. It creates so much more flexibility, so many more permutations, possibilities, and I just can't wait to play it. So do let me know what you think about this system in the comment section. And if you like my content and enjoy talking about Baldur's Gate, feel free to join my Discord. The link is in the description. And as always, thank you for tuning in. If you could leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe, it'd be much appreciated as it helps my channel's growth. And I'll check you out next time. Take care.